Hey pals, in today's video I want to talk about the lack of adventures over the last few months, which ultimately means the lack of videos too. And along with that, I just want to chat about going forward into 2026 and what's going to be happening. So without further ado, let's get stuck right in. So today is the 30th of March 2026 and I was last wild camping, I think it was the 12th of October last year with Kevin, and that was on the Munros up at the Nevis range. I last set foot on a mountain, I think, was the 15th of November when me and Kevin did Ben More on the Isle of Mull. And yeah, I've had 2 or 3 Bothy trips since then, but other than that, I haven't actually set foot on a mountain since that November trip. And when it comes down to brass tacks, the reason is the weather. It's just been so poor over winter. I think it must have been like the whole of January and February was just grey, dull and rain, and there's just no motivation to head out into the mountains when it's like that. So the trips over 25, 26 winter season have just been non-existent. I did have a really good Bothy trip with Mushy. I think it was just at the start of winter, at the end of November there. We went to the Tarf Hotel Bothy. That was a cracking trip. I've done a little solo effort with Luna in the far north of Scotland. And then if you watched my last video, I was out with my sister doing a Bothy trip with her because she's been nagging at me to go Bothying. So yeah, this takes me to now on the 30th of March with 0 mountains and 0 wild camps, which is possibly a first for me. I'd have to look at my geeky spreadsheet, but yeah, it's been a lean winter for trips. This weekend coming is the Easter weekend, so I've got the Friday, Monday off, and I'm hoping I can at least get away for 2 of those days, sneak in a wild camp, because I've got 11 Corbetts outstanding still to do. And for those of you who are not aware of what Corbetts are, there's 222 Corbetts in Scotland, and these are the mountains between 2.5 and 2,999 feet, the ones just below the Munros. And they're quite difficult. I've been at these for nearly 12 years now, and I want to get them finished this year, which is achievable. So that is the primary plan, is to get the Corbetts done, hopefully starting this weekend. I've got 5 Corbetts in Knoydart still to do. And I've got 5 Corbetts in the far north of Scotland, and there's going to be some epic days out. And then that leaves me with my final Corbett, which is in Assynt. I think it's pronounced Braebeg or Braebag, one of the two. That's going to be my final Corbett. I'm hoping to invite people there, can come up and join me, and then maybe have a few pints and a meal in Liverpool. But I'll not want to think about that just yet. I just want to get the 10 out of the way first, and then I can look forward to planning my last one. So that's something really exciting, lots of cracking adventures coming up to get those 10 Corbetts out of the way. The one thing that I'm looking forward to most about completing the Corbetts is once I've got them out of the way, I'm not going to commit to any other list. I'm not going to do the Grahams, I'm not going to do the Wainwrights or anything like that. Just do whatever takes my fancy. But I tell you what, the good thing is, Kevin is about, I think he's about 70 odd Munros of completing. I think he's done about 210 or something like that. So he's got about 70 odd anyway. So the plan is to help Kevin get to the end of his Munros as well. So that'll be good. Let me see. 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 Come on, let's go. Just a quick reminder, folks, I'm hoping to do a question and answer session with Kevin in the next few weeks. If you've got any questions for me and or Kevin, please drop them in the comment section below and I'll add them to the questions that we've already got. In other news, I don't know if you've seen my community post, but I bought a campervan last November. And I don't want to give too much away. I'll do a video tour of the campervan when I eventually get it. But basically, or hoping that I've saved it from the scrapyard. So as it stands, the van is down at the welder and he's taking his time. He's not got the biggest of units ever, so he's waiting for the better weather to come round, like all of us. And then hopefully then I'll get the furniture out, weld all the sills and get the van sorted. Right, Loons? Stay there. Stay. Good girl. Hiya. We did actually hope to have the van ready for around about Easter time, which is this week. Can't see the van being ready for then, but hopefully, maybe towards the end of spring, just coming into summer, the van should be ready. I mean, all it'll take, once he's got the welding done, we can fire the van for an MOT, see what else it needs, and that'll be the easy stuff. It's just getting the welding done to get it back roadworthy. But anyways, we'll see what happens with that and watch this space. In terms of new camping and hiking gear, I haven't bought anything because I've got to that stage that I'm pretty happy with everything I've got. I'm really chuffed with my tent selection. I've got all the sleeping bags and sleeping pads that I need. Clothing wise, I'm alright, so I haven't really bought anything at all. Actually, tell a lie, I bought a new watch because I had the Garmin Instinct crossover. Beautiful watch, I love the hands on it. But when you're using it out in the hill, it wasn't the most clearest of screens, particularly with the hands. So I decided to sell that on eBay, and I've upgraded to the Garmin Instinct 3 with the, is it the AMOLED screen, is that how you pronounce it? So loving my new watch. It's just a bit clearer, easier to use with that colour screen. Let me see, Bubble. So there was one item of gear that I had no plans of replacing whatsoever, and that was my Rucksack, the Sierra Designs Flex Capacitor. It's a fantastic pack. It's not too heavy, carries a load really well, and most importantly, it's comfortable over a long distance. Although sometimes I do get sore collarbones, but I think that's more because I'm quite slim. But anyways, lo and behold, last week I got an email from Atom Packs, and they've invited me to test their new Prospector. Is it the EP60 rucksack, which I think replaced the Mo. So that arrived on Saturday there. So I could be potentially replacing the Sierra Designs if I really like the new Atoms pack. So I've got it packed, it's ready to go for a wild camp, and it came in at 7.15 kilograms. That's my base weight, no food, camera gear or water. So I'm looking forward to trying that out. Wee one, what is it? You come on, go, come on, go. So just before wrapping this video up, there was one thing that I forgot to mention earlier on, and that was that I have loose plans, and they are loose, but there's a bit of me, or a big bit, that would like to stay in every bothy in Scotland, and I'd probably extend that into England and Wales as well. And I think across Great Britain there's just over 100 bothies, so to say that you've stayed in all of them would be brilliant. So that is very loose plans. But yeah, that would take me up to retirement anyway. Anyways, I'm going to head home now, but I hope this video has explained why there's been a lack of videos over the last few months and what's going to be happening over the next few months. So if you watched this far, thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.